Monsieur Auguste. All right.
The next item is item 42, Raul Nodal. Emmy St. Louis is the officer. The case number CERCV 2019-00050, item number 42.
Good
Hello.
afternoon. Good evening.
Good
It's late.
evening. Good evening, Your
All
Honor.
right. State your full name in relationship to the property.
Amelia Nodal. I am an owner. My brother, Raul Nodal, an
All right.
owner.
Okay.
Good evening, Magistrate. This case was opened back in March 18th. I made contact with the tenant, who then advised me that he would inform you as well. And it's for 2 boats that are parked in the rear of the property. I have the pictures.
Mhm.
This right here. I'm gonna show them. The
Yes, please.
That is correct.
And the city no longer allowed property owners to keep the boats on their property, and if they were to keep them on the property, they would have to go ahead and go through the variance process.
All right, guys. You understand the violation?
We do, yes.
Okay. Do these belong to your tenants?
No, they belong to us,
Okay.
and we've since moved them from the property.
They're been moved?
Yes, they are.
Okay. All right. You want to go investigate and then close it out?
Well, upon my last
Inspection?
recheck,
Mhm.
which if you look through the picture, there's a sequential order of when we're supposed to go on the property. It was still there, so pretty much the
318,
city will be requesting costs.
329, 49. 423. So, all right, it has been moved. I'm not going to do the adjudication, but there is a cost involved.
Okay.
As I stated in my,
You're
The
not
engine.
gonna be giving an adjudication even though they had it there and it wasn't removed?
It has
when
since
was it,
been
when was
removed.
it noticed?
When was it removed?
When,
About a week or so ago, we had to find placement. It took us a little while to get that done.
And when did the notice say that it had to be removed by?
March 29th was the recheck date for the when the initial violation was sent out. Now, after we mail it out for hearing, we also have a final check date to go by.
which was the
The last picture
429?
for 423 or 24.
423 and it was still there.
Yes.
It was removed on the 26th, so my apologies. We missed the date.
So we
All
are
right,
asking for
for an adjudication.
Correct.
Adjudication costs. All right. Okay, and then you will recheck and then you can close it out?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, good luck to you guys.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
The next item is item number 12, Clinique Jean. Edmy St. Louis is the officer. The case number CEOSV 2019-00021. Item 12.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Please state your full name in relationship to the property.
My name is Clinny Jean. I'm the owner of 1505 Northeast and 142nd Street. And
Okay.
this is my son Gordy.
All right.
Good evening, Magistrate, Code Officer St. Louis. This violation is for oversized vehicle that's in the backyard. Now, I have been in contact with Ms. Clinique, and the only thing is the oversized vehicle is not operable, and they needed time to get it working so that way they could remove it.
Okay,
Okay, you want me to talk?
sure.
Okay, that's my son who bought it for his wife. They're doing a little business, food trucks. So they're working on it, actually. It takes a little time to place all the thing in order. So that's the reason.
Okay. Son is like, that's pretty much it, Mom. I don't have anything else to add.
She just took the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah.
So,
See,
That's
Mom
my
has been
house.
paying attention. Mom is probably paying
That's
for the
my house.
renovation. Okay. All right, what is the city requesting? Time?
I just need some more time.
How
Huh?
much
I
more?
just need some more time. At least about 60 days. Because I actually have a mechanic now to work on it. Because that was the main issue, was the engine work. Now I actually have a mechanic to put his head onto the problem and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I just need time.
Okay. 60 days?
That should be good.
All right, reset 60 days.
Judge, 60 days for them to remove, they have a food truck in the back of the house?
Inoperable.
It's inoperable food truck that, well, he's
Working.
converting it into a food truck, correct? He's not saying that it's gonna stay there. What
No,
we're saying that
no.
it's inoperable at this time because he's working on converting it into a food
Okay, I
truck.
just wanna make
But
sure.
obviously, once it becomes that, it cannot be, that's where you
Definitely
were
not.
getting to, right?
Right.
That he cannot park it there.
Correct.
Okay. You understand, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely not.
All right. Mom is like, it's my house. I don't want to lean.
No.
Okay. All right. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
The next item is item 13, Coinco Investments. John Dorville is the officer. The case number is MHVIO 2019-00086, item 13.
Hmm? Good evening. Please state your full name and relationship to the property.
Good evening. My name is Leah Ocando. I'm the property manager for Coinco.
Okay.
Good evening, John Dover, City North Miami Code Compliance Office. This is in reference to the property 13600 Northeast 6th Avenue. The violation was for them to paint and redo their parking lot. I'm going to pass on pictures. I have been in contact with the property manager. We're just looking for additional time in order for them to complete this particular issue, but I'll hand up the documentation.
Sure, but if you guys have an agreement into the time frame, then we don't?
No necessary agreement, it's just a question of obviously coming to the magistrate and looking for your your guidance on these issues.
You said you guys have been in communication
Yes, ma'am.
and trying to come up with a,
Well, not necessarily in communication time to come up with a time frame, however.
I
just
see.
And just,
so they want one thing and you guys want something else?
well, no, we've just been in conversations with, about having this, she's aware of the issue. So there's a question of how long they need to,
Fix.
how much time they need to go ahead and have it actually
Okay.
done.
Yeah, this is
So
the only
it's
one.
just-
This is the only one that is still open. We did a lot of.
They had various, they
work,
had
yeah.
previous
We
violations they've been
painted
working
and
on.
Yeah, it's looking very nice. The building.
Okay, so now the only thing left, we're saying is the parking and the paving?
The paving and the parking stripes and the blocks to be
Okay.
painted.
And how long do you need to get this done?
Maybe 60 days. If we can, it's just a matter of a little bit of time. That's it.
Okay, the city is asking for an adjudication?
No, I think we could just grant them the 60 days at this point.
Okay. All right, ma'am, 60 days.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Good luck to you.
Okay.
The next two items are 14 and 15, Corinthia Ford. Jose Perez is the officer. The case number CEOSV 2018-00112 and CERCV 2018-00268, item 14 and 15.
All right. Good evening. Please state your full name and relationship to the property.
Corinthia Ford, property owner,
All right.
and this is my husband and the tenant.
Okay.
Which one are we hearing first?
CEOSV 2018-00112.
Okay.
There's an abatement date with a fine set, it's just to see if they would comply.
City of North Miami Code Enforcement Officer Perez. Today we're hearing the case in reference to the property at 525 Northwest 134th Street. This case particularly is in reference to an oversized vehicle that was being stored in the rear of the property. As of my final reinspection date last week Wednesday, there was no compliance.
All right.
On my last reinspection, yes.
What date was that?
Last week Wednesday.
Because that's the tenant, and when we went there, the vehicle was removed, and the boat, just the big vehicle, it was removed. It was not there.
When?
Okay.
When was
Can I
that?
let him speak?
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Okay, he's Spanish. So.
Okay. Please state your full name for the record, sir.
Diga su nombre.
Moisés Hernández Rodríguez.
Moises Hernandez Rodriguez.
Okay. Can you explain to him that the officer has indicated that at his last inspection, the is it a semi truck?
Yeah, it was a semi truck. Yes.
Okay, the semi truck was still there in violation of the city code.
En la última inspección, este semi-truck, este camión, todavía estaba ahí en violación del código de la ciudad.
¿Cuándo?
When was that?
Last Wednesday.
Last Monday.
Wednesday.
El pasado miércoles, la última inspección.
¿De qué? ¿Camión?
Sí.
May 24th.
No.
Te equivocaste.
Show him the photograph.
You're wrong.
I actually have an issue with my phone that the memory was acting up, so I don't have the photographs with me. But the vehicle was parked in front of the property. There was a white Freightliner parked in front of the property.
De la propiedad.
Sí. Dile que el día que él le tiró la foto, hacía media hora que había acabado de llegar y el chofer mío estaba dentro del camión, que no estaba abajo.
On the day that you took the picture, it was half an hour that the driver had arrived to the place, and he was inside of the truck at that time.
So he's advising the truck was there, but it was momentarily there. That's what he's advising.
Dile que sí, que es verdad que yo no puedo parquearlo ahí. Pero como yo le expliqué a él, yo tengo a mi madre, que tengo que darle la medicina todos los días a Bridel por la mañana. Eso no lo entiende él.
Un momentito. It's true that I understand that I don't have to park there, but happens that my mother is sick and I have to give her medicine every day, and he does not understand that.
Que yo trabajo por la noche, nada más ahora mismo me voy a trabajar y vengo por la mañana, que hay veces vengo cansado porque no puedo. Y soy yo, el sostén de mi casa soy yo solo.
I work at night, and now I have to go to work, and sometimes in the morning I come early, and I am the only one who supports the family.
So, if what I'm understanding is, what is he saying? He's saying that he has to park there sometimes so that he can take care of his mother.
Bueno, lo que no estoy entendiendo es, dice la juez, que a veces tiene que parquear allá para cuidar a su madre.
No, parqueo un rato nada más y me llevo el camión, porque él es verdad que si él me ha cogido parqueado porque no me ha dado tiempo, estoy cansado.
I park only for some time, and then I take the truck away. But it is true that he has seen the truck parked there.
Ya tengo mi hija también con el recién parida también y todo, y o sea, que no soy yo, que no es que yo me esté escondiendo, que yo le doy la razón a él.
Okay. Also, I have my daughter who just gave birth. It's not that I'm hiding. I'm just telling you that's how it is.
Pero que no es mi camión solo, que mira que aquí yo tengo fotos de toda la cuadra y de todas las violaciones, que ahora está encarnado en el barco mío, en el bote mío, que está atrás.
Where's he
mío.
parking the truck now, Judge?
I'm sorry.
Can we inquire, where is he parking the truck now?
Where are you parking the truck?
Este,
Ahora, ¿dónde está parqueando el camión?
en la yarda, que yo lo llevo todos los días a la yarda, lo que él me ha cogido es cuando yo llego por la mañana, sí, porque el camión duerme en la yarda.
I parked the car at the yard, and it is true that he has caught me with the truck at the property.
Okay. When you say the yard, we're not talking about the house, right?
Cuando dice la yarda no es la casa, ¿verdad?
No, ya no lo guardes.
No, escuche. Cuando dices la yarda, no
Es
es
en
la
la
casa.
yarda, no, en la yarda.
No, it is not the house. It's a yard for parking.
Okay.
Explícale que después que él me dijo que los tenía que sacar, ya yo los parqueo en la yarda, que no.
After he told me that I had to remove it, now I am parking at the yard.
Okay. So the truck is no longer there.
En otras palabras, el camión ya no está más.
It's no longer on the property.
It is not.
Yeah, so the city's okay with leaving just the adjudication on this and closing it with the intentions of the vehicle no longer returning to the
All right.
property.
Sir, you understand?
Que se cierre este caso para que no parque más el vehículo ahí.
Okay.
So the city is asking that I enter an adjudication, which means that I do find that you're in violation, but they're gonna close the case.
It was
But
already
you have-
adjudicated.
Huh?
It was previously adjudicated.
Oh, abate to be, abate 424, I see.
Aplicado. Esa es la cosa.
All right, so we're closing it, but we're telling him that the truck is not to be returned. If not, is there, I didn't see an amount.
$1,000.
Okay, I can
What's the
barely
amount?
see. Okay. All right, sir, do you understand?
Bueno, señora, entiende.
You're not to park the semi-truck
Usted no tiene que parquear este camión más allá.
No.
on the property,
No tiene que parquear, escuche, está hablando la cosa.
rear, front, back, side,
No tiene que parquear en la propiedad ni en el frente, ni en el costado, ni atrás.
okay?
Correcto.
All right, sir.
Correct.
All right.
Un momentico ahora. Dile que el problema que yo tengo también es el bote.
Well, I also have a problem with the boat.
Which is the next case.
That's the next case, okay,
Es el siguiente caso. Espera un momento.
okay.
So in reference to the next case, same property address, if it is in reference to a white Robalo boat being stored in the rear of the property, and it was previously adjudicated on April 24th. My final reinspection on March 24th. I'm sorry, April 24th. The boat was still on the property.
All right, sir. What's going on with the boat?
¿Y qué está pasando con el bote?
El bote, yo tengo los permisos. El bote yo llevo 9 años y el bote,
I have the permits. I had the boat for 9 years.
en el papel, yo iba a sacar el permiso que me dijo. El papel me dice que atrás de mi propiedad yo lo puedo tener. No en los
Un momentito.
costados.
I was informed that I could keep the boat behind the property, not in the sides.
The ordinance states that the recreational vehicle is not allowed on the property unless it has a variance, not necessarily indicating where it needs to be parked. That's determined by the Community Planning Development Department at the time of the variance.
Permiso, no puede tener el bote en la propiedad.
Can I say something?
Yes, ma'am.
When we last spoke to him, we told him he had to move the boat completely. So he said he was going to get the boat into some dockyard, and that was on, what day was that? The 22nd, or I think the 22nd, that was a Sunday,
April?
I think, of April. And tell him, because I think the last appearance we had, the magistrate gave us up to the 24th of April for total compliance. And we told him everything has to be gone by that date. And he said the Monday he was going to move the boat into some dockyard.
I have a photograph from April 29th, which is after my final reinspection, still showing the boat there.
Okay.
Estamos echando una foto de abril 29.
Sí, o sea,
Where's the boat now?
¿El bote dónde está ahora?
ahora lo saqué en la marina porque no tenía donde tenerlo.
Un momentito. ¿Lo sacó de la marina? No entiendo.
No, lo saqué de la casa.
I removed the boat from the house.
Pero ¿por qué lo tengo que sacar de la casa si yo vine a sacar un permiso? ¿Por qué?
Why do I have to remove it? I came to obtain a permit.
Does he have a permit?
¿Tiene un permiso ya?
Ya lo estaba sacando, que ellos son, pero tienen ellos que firmarme los papeles. Entonces me dijeron en la corte que teníamos que llegar aquí primero y después a ver si ellos lo quieren firmar. Yo les voy a pagar.
I was told that we had to come for a hearing, and then we have to see if they want to sign it for the variance.
So in other words, they do not have the variance. That's what he's saying.
Okay. An adjudication has not been entered in this one?
It
right?
has, with the compliance date for April 24th.
Okay, no fines were set on this one?
Yes, there was fine set actually at $100 per day.
Okay.
No fine was set, that was the cost assessment that was due as $100.
Okay, my apologies.
But the boat has been removed?
Ya no está mal, ¿no?
It is not in the house any longer.
All right, so we'll do an adjudication and court cost.
Entonces estamos haciendo la explicación, serán costos de corte, dice la jueza.
Pero déjame hacer
All
una
right.
pregunta. Dile que por qué, que ella vea todas las fotos, que por qué es el mío. Y él no ha hecho nada.
Repite.
Mira, dile que él va todos los días a mi casa, every day. Y es complete, en toda la manzana completa ahí. Míralo aquí, mira, todos los camiones, todos los botes. Y es el mío nada más. bro.
Why myself? You know, he comes every time or every day, and you see all the neighbors with boats and trucks. I have pictures.
I check it.
Something you need me to see? You want me to see?
¿Quiere que vea esas fotos?
It's not relevant. It's not relevant to the case.
Oh, you want me to see stuff from your neighbor?
Yes, ma'am. He says why I am singled out.
Every day.
Okay, well, we don't know whether or not they don't have any other cases pending against your neighbors, but these are not, those cases are not being heard today. We just want to make sure that the semi and the boat are not parked on the property, and that, since you already have them removed, that they stay, you know, away. And,
Él fue hoy, today, fue hoy.
so you're not in violation, okay?
And he came today. He came today.
Okay.
So he's clear that he can't have the boat on the property? I just want to make sure.
Was this translated?
I translate everything.
Okay, all right, you understand, sir?
Que no puede tener el bote más en la propiedad, dice.
Ok. Y el permiso, ¿ve?
Yes, so how about the permit?
They need
Well, you can go and try to get a variance, as you said I believe the property owners have to sign.
Seguro que se puede tratar de conseguir el permiso, como usted dice, tienen que tienen que ver si los dueños quieren firmar por eso.
Good evening. The permit that they have given him was a permit to be for construction work, like to put on an addition. They gave him the wrong papers.
Okay.
All right.
All right, understood. So for now, you don't have a permit, sir. You understand?
Por el momento usted no tiene permiso, dice.
Okay, and if you wish to apply for one, you know, you followed the process, and they will tell you what needs to be done and what paperwork needs to be filed. But for now,
Tiene que seguir el proceso.
do not return the boat or the semi-truck and park it on the property.
Por el momento no tiene que volver el bote ni el semi-truck en la propiedad.
All right, sir. Good luck to you. Good luck to you guys.
So, what do we do? Are you
There is a cost. There's $100. They're gonna send the
Uh,
documents to
I'm
you
going to be
for
sending
payment.
the bill and whatever it is?
Correct.
Okay then.
Okay.
Alright. Yeah.
All right. Correct.
Okay, all right then, thanks.
Thank you.
Sure.
Okay.
Next item is item 45, Rosaline Aberlard. John Dorval is the officer. The case number CEEXP 2019-00059, item 45.
Good evening. Please state your full name and relationship to the property.
I'm Marjorie Merisier, and this is Rosaline Abilard.
John Dorf, City North Miami Code Compliance Office. This is a case in reference to the property 55 Northeast 130th Street. Quite simply, I requested for this property owner to scrape and spot paint the front of the property as needed and call for reinspection. The property was posted on 4/11/19 at 2:28 p.m. To this date, I had heard nothing from the property owner.
I'm gonna take one.
Yes.
We were not aware of anything. The first that we've heard of is the notice to appear. I don't have any any phone call, any paperwork, anything regarding that. So I have not even seen what you are referring to.
According to the property appraiser page, the mailing address is 55 Northeast 130th, correct?
Yeah, that's the property's address.
Yes. Is it occupied? Is the home occupied?
Not at the moment.
Okay. Well, that's where it's, because the property appraiser, you know, per law, we have to send it, any documentation to the property. I'm gonna show you the picture.
Yeah,
And then,
this is the
yeah,
picture you're
absolutely.
referring to.
And then you'll know where I'm speaking. And I'll pan it up.
Mm-hmm.
So you're talking about this spot? Il mentionnait que peinture yo décalé là. Oui. Okay.
Okay. I can't see it from those, from the photograph, but you're showing them what needs to be
Yeah, I
done?
mean, it's fairly routine
it's
to request
so-
a
it's
property
so
owner
mi-
to spot paint an area that's unkept.
Okay.
It's not unkept. You're talking about something that is so minimal that you can't even see it on the picture. You know, there's really, I don't even see the
Well,
issue.
sometimes, you know, pictures don't really capture things that the officers and others can see with the naked eye.
Okay, because
Um,
in front of the house, there were some flowers there. So after removing the flowers, so probably just a little scraped paint came off the wall.
Okay, well,
Maybe a
this
couple of
photograph was
spots,
taken
it's
from a
like-
distance, so that could be it, or it could be my eyesight. Nonetheless, how long do you need to spot paint?
You know, my mom, I'll have to talk to my mom. I think we'll need probably 60 days to take care of that.
All right, I'll do an adjudication, 60 days. And ma'am, get it done, because, when we come back, if it's not resolved, there will be a daily fine amount of $100, okay?
Thank you, we will.
All right, good luck to you guys.
The next item is item 36, Maria Delordes Franco. Emi St. Louis is the officer. The case number CERCV 2019-00054, item 36.
Good evening.
Good evening,
Your
sir. Please state your full name for the record.
Honor. My name is Freddy Goya. I am representing Maria de Lourdes. She's my wife.
Okay.
Good evening, Code Officer St. Louis. This violation is regarding recreational vehicles being parked on the property as well. It was initially generated March 19th. The inspection date was March 29th, posted for magistrate, April 12th. And I made contact with him, and I also have pictures.
Okay.
Regardless if it's covered by a fence, you still need to have variance in order to keep it on the property. So I'm gonna pass the pictures up.
last year I got damaged the wood fence. We replaced it with something beautiful, which is there. Try to make it neat, the house.
I'm sorry?
We try to make it neat, the house. You see the fence we installed.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's
really
nice.
it's covered, everything is inside.
Not necessarily, because I can see the truck picking out from.
Okay.
Okay, sir. How long do you need?
Probably 60 days. I'm going to check if I'm going to remove or apply for the variance.
All right, adjudication, 60 days. And if it's not resolved by the abatement time, there will be a daily fine amount, sir, $250.
To apply the variance is quickly, right? That doesn't take that much.
Say that one more time.
To apply for the variance
Mhm.
is no long time. That normally is what, 1 week?
The process, I don't know.
So give me 90 days.
Well, let's do 60 days. You come back and you tell us where you are in the process, because I don't want to give you 90 days and we come back here and then you file your application on the 89th day.
Okay.
Okay.
You don't trust me.
Well, I don't know you.
She knows me, right?
Well, I've made contact with you one time.
I would like, you have to send me some paper to me.
Yes, they will.
Could you give my address, my another address, which is going to go directly?
No, they're gonna send it directly to the address that's on the
Okay, no
county
problem.
records.
No problem.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
you.
Mhm.
The next item is item 49, Taveras McElwee. Karen Jean Lewis is the officer. The case number CESDM 2019-00002, item 49.
Good evening, sir.
Hi,
State your full name in relationship to the property.
Tavares McElvey,
All right.
the owner.
Good evening, Co-Compliance Officer Karen Jean Lewis. This property was originally cited February 15, 2019 for the grass to be resodded. The property had several vehicles being parked on the lawn, and I sent this violation along with the other one, advising the property owner that vehicles can be parked on either a paved driveway or the swale. As of the final reinspection of the 24th, the grass still is damaged and there's been no contact from the property owner. And I have pictures if you'd like to see.
Yes.
I had moved everything out of the way. Yeah, what you mean we started? I don't know what that means. But I don't want, I want to put concrete, but I can't afford the concrete right now. They do it. Oh.
Sir,
Yes.
did you want to add anything? Do you understand the violation?
Nah, I do. More now. I had moved all the cars out the way. And now they saying I need to put grass, but like, I got a lot of cars. I can't just, I want to put concrete, but it's so expensive right now.
So how long do you need?
What I gotta do?
Hmm?
How long I need to do what? To put the concrete down?
Or sod?
I was explaining to the property owner to get in contact with the building department
Mm-hmm.
so that he can see which permitting process would be more feasible, whether it's putting gravel or pavers or the concrete.
Okay. So you're gonna do that?
Yes.
In the meantime, let me see.
So right now, the problem is what? The grass? Like, I'm not understanding.
Yes, because you were parking the vehicles on the grass, which was the initial violation, and due to the repeated parking of vehicles, the grass is dead. So you would either need to resod it or get a permit from the building department and either put concrete, pavers, gravel, whichever material is more feasible for you. So that way, in the future, you won't have the same violation again with the vehicles being parked on the grass.
Okay. Well, when I had first bought the house, it was just dirt right there. So, like, I don't, like, do I have to put pavers or
That's what we're saying. There, talk to
The
the building department so that you can see what your options are and you see which ones are, most visible for you. What's the cheapest route, the one you can afford or what have you.
okay.
Okay? All right. I'm having a feeling that you're not really clear on what's going on here
but,
today.
like, I just want to clear this up.
Is it
today.
that you're
I wanna clear
tired
this up
or-
today. I just want to clear this up today.
You want to clear it up today?
Yes. What can I do to just get this over with today?
Well,
'Cause they,
I don't know
like,
how, huh?
It needs to be fixed.
Right. I don't know
You
what
can't
you
clear
mean
it up today.
doing it today. It's 8 o'clock. What
Yeah,
are we
'cause,
going to
like,
do
'cause
today?
this is like, this kind of aggravating because they keep bothering me like for no reason. That's what I'm saying.
There was something else?
Well, the original violation was for the parking of vehicles. He had several vehicles parked on the lawn.
Okay.
And it was almost kind of like a back and forth where I would cite them today, they'll move them, there'll be no cars, and then there'll be cars again, and then, but no one ever picked up the phone and called to say, hey, you guys keep citing me, so what is it that I need to do? If
Okay. So now you understand if you put sod or grass, if you put sod or
What is
grass,
sod though? What is sod?
grass.
Oh.
If you put grass, then you cannot park your vehicles there. Do you understand? Because you're not able to park,
on the lawn.
on the lawn. But if you put something else, like the officer is saying, that you can talk to the building department and see what your options are. If you put concrete, then that's your parking space right there. Because
Yes.
if you think that you have a lot of vehicles and you don't have enough place to park them, then it probably be to your best interest to put, what is
Yeah,
it?
the pavers, gravel, or
That way you can use it as a,
Yes.
parking space.
Okay.
Okay? All right. So, what should we reset it to? 60 days?
that's feasible.
All right, sir. So now you're clear in terms of what the violation is and how you're able to resolve, basically kill two birds with one stone, because then they won't have to keep violating you for parking on the front lawn, right? Or killing the grass in the process. So you pave it, or you pavers,
Gravel.
gravels are okay now, because I know there was an issue before. Gravel or what do you call that? I can't even think of the word.
The concrete?
Concrete. That will resolve your issues, and they don't have to keep dragging you here because you look like you're falling asleep right there at the
No,
podium.
I'm just tired. I've been
You're
working.
tired?
since early
Okay,
this morning.
understood. So 60 days, okay? And obviously, if you need more time, you have to show the officer that you're doing everything and, you're getting things in order. And maybe she can buy you more time. Otherwise, we'll see you back here. 60 days bring us to, the June 26th is canceled, or we're still issuing that date?
It's canceled.
So we have to go to July 31st? So that gives you like 90 days.
Yeah.
So if I fix it, she's just gonna come by and look at it, or
Huh? Yeah, if you finish it, call her. Call her, she'll come out and
they ain't
verify
got no
that
number
it's.
on here to call nobody. So I don't know if they said it. I don't see no number saying call you. I just looked at that and I'm like, that's them again.
Right here, it has the office number, and I even wrote my extension number.
Okay, so now you have it, and you have a bonus 30 days, which means that, you have plenty of time to get something done. We'll see you back in 90 days. If not, sir, you know that you're gonna have a daily fine amount of $250, okay?
That's what I'm saying. I'm trying not to.
So get it done in 90
Get
days
it done
so
and
we don't-
call her. Get it done, call her. That's how we're gonna resolve it. All right, sir. Good luck to you.
The next item is 34, Kenny Antone. John Dorval is the officer. Case number CEIVY 2019-00058, item 34.
All right. Good evening, ma'am. Please state your full name and relationship to the property.
Kenny Antoine, I'm the homeowner.
All right.
John Dorval City, North Miami Code Compliance Office. This is a case in reference to a property on 120 Northeast 130th Street. Property was posted on 4/10/19 at 1:43. I have been in contact with the several people at the property, just letting them know what the violation is about. They have a Cadillac that was involved in an accident that's been parked on the property. I initially gave them the violation. I mailed the violation to the property on March the 22nd.
Okay, so I'm pretty much in contact with my insurance, trying to get money to have total the car so I could get it moved. So I just need time for them to get back at me about that, pretty much.
It can get moved by a tow truck. It could get moved by a tow truck.
I understand that. It's just for them to actually give me the money like a settlement for the car, not that I don't know how to move it. I need a settlement for the actual vehicle.
Well, the thing is, we can't wait until the insurance comes through, just like all of these cases, for something as small as a vehicle being removed from the property, which can be removed by a tow truck and sent to a mechanic.
The
And then
alternative, can she cover it? Cover the vehicle? If she puts a cover over it,
I mean, can she cover it temporarily? Because we're already, I mean, it's one thing if we couldn't see it, but doing it after the fact is not resolving the violation, right? So I'm here willing to give the resident more time in order to have it removed, but I think the question what the city attorney's trying to say is that at some point they can't. We've had this before where we had issues where a person's waiting for a settlement to have a damaged vehicle on their property. So obviously, as code enforcement, we give them more time to resolve it with their insurance company, but at a certain time, it becomes a nuisance in the neighborhood. So that's why the ordinance is written there, so that they don't have junk cars on property. We understand her situation. We're trying to extend time for her to have it resolved, right? But the issue is just at the time period. So I'm willing here to give her 60 days in order to, well, on the advisance of the city attorney, 30 days in order to move this forward. Because obviously she's waiting for a settlement, and this is what I advise the property owners, that they send the letter to their insurance company, because oftentimes what the insurance company will tell them is that, well, we're waiting for a settlement, hold on to the vehicle, as opposed to telling them, okay, we have all the pictures, we have all the proper documentation. The city has cited you, you can move on with removing the vehicle. So that's the issue that the property owners have. But from code enforcement standpoint, if we don't need an adjudication at this particular point, but we'd like to extend them 30 days in order for them to be able to have this removed as soon as possible.
the city is giving you 30 days to get this car removed from the property. So I don't know what point you are with your negotiation with the insurance company, but no matter what happens, you have 30 days
Right.
to get it removed. Okay? So we're going to table it for 30 days to give you an opportunity to make the necessary arrangements to get it removed.
Okay.
All right? Good luck to you.
Thank you.
The next item is item 35, Lion King Apartments. Shanna Sanders is the officer. The case number is MHVIO 2019-00139, item 35.
Anyone here? Lion King Apartments? Good evening. Please state your full name and relationship to the property.
My name is Andrew Seblime. I think I'm a witness.
He's the tenant. I'm not sure. What were you asking me? He's the tenant of the property. You
Okay.
have to state your name.
Andrew Seblime, Sesebulime.
Okay.
And again, as already stated, he's the tenant of the property. Shanna Sanders, City of North Miami Code Compliance Officer. This is a new case. It was originally cited March 21st, 2019, whereas the tenant called me out to do an inspection of the property. There was mildew, water leaking from the air condition, leaking from the roof. It was looking a little bad when I went to do the inspection. I tried to make contact with Lion King. No one contacted me or returned any of my phone calls. As we have here today, the violation still remains. They do little fixer-upper work. I have photos of the mildew and stuff if you would like to see. But they more so just paint the interior of the property, not really treating the mildew, the mold. From what the tenants are telling me, they're getting sick. The AC unit is literally dripping water, whereas it literally covers their floor with water. If it runs anything over, I think I will be comfortable enough to say maybe an hour or two. But I do have photos if you would like to see, but I also like the tenant, if possible, to give testimony as to what's going on at this property other than what I saw when I was there.
Actually, this is not the first time, because the first time was way back in January last year. One of the bedrooms was full of mold to the point that one of us had to be sent to the emergency unit for respiratory distress. Now, that was worked upon, but just like she said, they only paint. They don't actually do the treatment of the molds, but they just paint. At the bathrooms, the vents are not working, so every now and then it's a big issue in there. But as if that's not enough, when we complained, the management sent us a notice to vacate the house, and the reason that's why they want us to vacate, they're saying that instead of us reporting to them, which we've done numerous times, where they don't come in to clear the problem, they threatened us with a letter telling us to vacate the apartment because we reported them to code compliance. Now, at this point, I'm going to work, but I don't know whether when I come back from work in the morning, I'll have a place to, lay my head. Because according to this, we're supposed to vacate the house on the 1st of May, which is today. And the reason is, which is categorically stated here, because we reported them to code compliance.
All right. So, based on the testimony of the code enforcement officer, I do find that Lion King is in violation. I find in favor of the city, enter an adjudication, giving him 30 days by which to resolve the violation. If the violation is not resolved by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine amount of $1,000.
And Your Honor, if I may ask before I leave, how about this notice? Because it is threatening my peace of mind. And I work at a hospital. I don't want to have, unclear mind on this.
Notice that you received from the
Management of the apartment, telling us to vacate on the 1st of May.
I can't, none, sir, I'm not in any position to advise you as to what to do with the management company. That you would need to speak to an attorney about that. My role is not to advise people who come before me as to how to proceed, with things like this. That's
All right.
not what's before me today.
Thank you.
Sorry. Good luck to you, sir.
The next item is item number 50, Terrell Matthews. Jose Perez is the officer. The case number is CEPFY 2019-00122, item 50.
Is anyone here? Okay, there's a gentleman coming forward.
Spanish interpreter can leave, right?
Sir, you're not gonna need an interpreter, are you? Yes. Okay, guys, thank you. You may leave. Thank you. All right. All right. Please state your full name for the record, sir.
Terrell Vincent Matthews.
Okay.
City of North Miami Code Enforcement Officer Perez. Today we're hearing the case in reference to the property at 12065 Northwest 2nd Avenue. This is in reference to parking on the front lawn. There has been several violations opened in reference to vehicles being parked in the front lawn dating back as far as February 11th, 2016. There's another one on July 11th, 2018. Another one of this year for February 19th of this year. And then the most recent one of March 19, 2019. I have photographs of several vehicles parked in the front lawn, as well as one from today even on my city cell phone that I took. Vehicles are still being parked in the front lawn.
Show him to the property owner, pass him forward.
No, I understand. I saw it. Yeah, okay. Okay.
He has a paved driveway, does he not?
Yes, it is tenants that reside there. The property owner doesn't live there.
Okay. All right. Sir, you understand the violation?
Yes. I talked to the code enforcement office a few times, and there's other things that had to be done to the house what I had control over. Is like paint the house and, you know, do certain things, and I complied with that. Now, as far as the parking, they said they wasn't going to be parking there anymore, but obviously they continue to park there. But anyway, make a long story short, they're moving.
Okay.
So within the next 30 days, I gave them a notice, they'll be out.
Okay.
Okay, we could table it for the 30 days. That's fine.
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Have a good evening.
Okay, thank you.
All right, sir. All right.
So the next item on the agenda is item number 124 Street Investments. Karen Jean Lewis is the officer. Case number CESIP 2018-00115, item number 1.
Good evening, Co-Compliance Officer Karen Jean Lewis. This property, which is a commercial property, was originally cited on December 28, 2018 for prohibited signage. The beauty supply store Classy Lady was request to reduce the window signage throughout the entire property because only 15% of the window can be covered at a time. I did make contact with the property manager whose office is out in Los Olas. She said she would speak to the tenant as of the final reinspection date. The property still has the covering on the windows. The affidavit of service is on file, and the property was posted for the hearing on April the 9th, 2019 at 2:53 p.m. And I have a picture.
Okay.
As you can see in the picture, the windows are completely covered, and it's only supposed to be 15%.
All right. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violation does exist. I also find good notice, given proper notice, the owners have failed to appear. Hereby find in favor of the city, enter an adjudication. Owners have until May 29th by which to resolve the violation. Should the violation not be resolved by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine amount, $250.
The next case is item 39. Karen Jean Lewis is the officer. Pedro Luis Pupo. Case number CERCB 2019-00024, item 39.
Good evening, Co-Compliance Officer Karen Jean Lewis. This property was originally cited on February the 11th, 2019, requesting that the property owners obtain a variance for the boat and RV being stored on the property. I did make contact with the wife, Mrs. Pupo, and I explained to her that she needed to get a permit, and she advised that the boat and RV belongs to a friend of her son, and she would get in contact with him to have it removed. And the boat and the RV remain on the property. The notice to appear was handed to Mrs. Pupo on April 9th at 2:24 p.m. I do not have a picture from the 24th. I did take it, but I didn't print it. Because I know you like to see pictures, so if you wouldn't mind, I'll go ahead and request to have it tabled so I can have the picture.
Well, just tell me, is the boat and the RV are
It's
still there?
Yep.
All right, but based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violation still exists. Hereby find in favor of the city, enter an adjudication. Owners have until May 29th by which to resolve the violation. Should the violation not be resolved by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine amount of $250.
The next item is item number 9. Wayne Clark is the officer. Carlos Gallardo. And the case number CEBPR 2019-00010, item number 9.
Good evening, Wayne Clark, City of North Miami Code Compliance. This case is reference to erecting a new dog-eared wood panel fence without a permit. I noticed that they started doing it at the front of the house and went around the back in the alley, on the alley road, just to investigate. And I found that the whole west side fence was new, and they thereafter went to the building department. First of all, excuse me, let's back up a little bit. The property was posted on April 21st, 2019 with good notice. So thereafter I looked upon my final reinspection, looked into Eden to see if they had obtained a permit. And what they did was they obtained a permit for part of the fence, and I guess they was trying to circumvent getting a permit for the total fence because some of the fence was already there. So I will read the printout from the building department, which says that they were permitted to erect, and it has the number 2 in parentheses, 2 wooden fence panels in the front of the property. I'd like to submit the photos for the record showing that it is much more than just the front of the property where the new fence has been installed. And also, I haven't had any calls from the owner of the property. I've been there on several visits. No one was there. I submit the photos for the record. The first photo, and we'll say Exhibit A. First photo depicts Exhibit A, showing that the fence has been erected on one side and the poles on the other side. Okay.
Yeah, he does.
Yes? Been alone?
And we're talking about the wooden part, right?
Huh?
Are we talking the whole thing or the wooden part?
Well, that's why I was trying to say first picture was Exhibit A. Everything you see that looks like a new wood fence on all those pictures, the poles in the front.
Mm-hmm.
One side is the west side where the fence is totally complete.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever design they were doing there. And then on the other side, they were going to do the same thing, which I noticed has been done in my final reinspection. So there's no question about the front. The question is about what wasn't permitted, which was the whole fence you see going down the side of the rear. You see that one, right? The long piece of the Brent. And then I also have a picture of the rear fence that shows the difference in the look, that shows the old fence compared to the new fence.
Correct.
So now you see, you know, so I can show as evidence that it was erected.
Okay.
So I can't let it go with just, you know, just, they did try to pull a fast one, in other words. Get a partial permit, kind of.
Trying to pull the wool over your eyes, huh?
No, they got to do it right. You know, I mean, you can't pull a fast one on me if I'm already on it. In other words.
Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violation does exist. Also find good notice, given proper notice, the owners have failed to appear, hereby find in favor of the city, enter an adjudication. Owner has until May 29th by which to resolve the violation. Should the violation not be resolved by the abatement date, that will be a daily fine amount of $250.
Thank you.